Hey guys, welcome to another match between, it looks like we're going to have SR Boom and Demonologist the stage, aka Last Shadow, and I have Last Shadow once again with me, and actually I remember this match. This is going to be a really fun match, actually. So it's going to be on Big Game Hunters once again. Should be pretty fun, to give you the map reveal right there. And once again, special thanks for joining me, Last Shadow. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, it's no problem, Diggity. Really interested in getting into this kind of stuff, and it's a pleasure to be here. Here we have a Zerg versus Terran on the Big Game Hunters. Although I remember this matchup well. It was actually a random versus random, so we're both kind of in the dark. As you can see, my Overlord's scouting to the left as it's the closest position, and if I didn't find someone there, I would actually be able to either double expand before a spawning pool, or possibly just expand once to the natural. And that's because the map is so big, and because we're both playing random, it's more likely that everyone's going to play a safe build. However, I already had in mind to go for sort of an overpool to apply early pressure, because I saw the person's rank was B, and I didn't really want to mess around with any sort of a B player. So...
Yeah. I was like, wow, if he gets a scout off before that, I was curious if you're going to go for a 12 hatch or something like that. I knew you were building the Overlord to start, but I was curious when your Overlord would come in, and if it would come in before or after that spawning pool, or whether how that would affect things. But coming in at this moment, I was freaking out a little bit. I was like, wow, this is going to be an absolutely ridiculous game. It looked like for a second you're trying to hide the Overlord away from him. Doesn't look like you were successful in doing so. But close quarters like this, where you're thinking, shoot, I wish I had 9 pooled, because then I could have really, and then gone into speed from there and really applied a ton of pressure, or what were your thoughts right at this stage?
To be honest, I wanted to open up the game with a 5 pool, but I didn't, I second thought it because the map was Big Game Hunters. And what I was doing with the Overlord is, just so people can know, if you have your volume turned to a high enough extent, you can actually hear a player mining without even being near their mineral patches. And I was trying to slowly creep towards it, but then I saw the sparks from the fusion cutter on the SCV, and I was like, ah, fuck it. So, I went for a 9 pool speed, and because of such close positions, I knew that unless I did something sporadic, then, I mean, it would be a really easy game for him. Sort of like Bloodbath TBC.
Yeah, he's already got the second barracks up, and it looks like I was surprised he actually didn't get a bunker down at this stage to protect his mineral line. Do you think he was thinking, oh, okay, I've got an advantage against the Zerg player, I can be aggressive? Looks like he actually, no, I take it back. He's putting it down now. I'm totally forgetting how this game went. Your Zerglings are already headed in. Right now it's just 2 Marines versus Zergling. What you think you wanted to accomplish with this game, especially, and I almost feel like this bad spawn position because those gas are both exposed to your Zergling attack here.
Yeah, I mean, the positions are definitely in my favor. He has to fight down, he has the gases to his right, and all that I wanted to do, I was actually hoping to snipe off another Marine there, but I wasn't fortunate. Had I been able to snipe off another Marine, I actually probably would have dived at the bunker, surrounded it, because the SCVs can't repair from that supply depot command center, even though it looks like they can, they can't, so I probably would have killed the bunker and ended the game. But, noticing how I got that Marine and how he was going double barracks with, a late gas, I just opted for a 1-hatch lurker because I knew that he, if he wasted a scan, which he would have to do because my speedlings would prevent a scout, then those lurkers would be even more gruesome than they could normally be, and that's what I was really hoping for.
That was, I have to say, this was an excellent choice of strategy. I thought this was absolutely genius at the time. I'm like, wow, this is really going to play to his favor. Because first of all, even if he doesn't use the scan, you'd have more than one lurker. If you played it just right, you're still going to be able to have a really devastating effect out of it. You're going to be able to do a lot of harassment. You're going to be able to get above that mineral line and just start hammering at this. And also, I felt like you'd be able to do what was key, which is get rid of that gas. Because it's not that hard to get in that position, especially with that Zergling escort. So I thought it was a really good choice of strategy. Do you feel like there's anything he could have done at this point to really see this coming, to really come away with the game and kind of steal it out of your grasp?
Well, yeah, what he's not doing is, I'm a Terran player myself. I know that when the Zerg isn't adding Zerglings, they're either trying to macro up or tech. And with the time he's given me, I could have hatched at that natural, sunkened it up, and sunk-walked him. He's really, it doesn't look like he's a Terran player. Personally, I would have unloaded that bunker, took all my Marines, maybe 3 to 4 SCVs, and pushed. He could have ended me with proper micro, and I was just banking on, him being afraid of, maybe more hidden Zerglings, and I was really playing off that.
And it looks like he waited for that academy to go up. There's actually a moment here where I was like, oh, this is going to be the defining moment of the game, where he starts pushing. Your lurkers are, I think it's this moment right here, where, by the way, we've already seen all these games. You run up, you pick the gas off too, which I think is awesome, with those medic marines still in the field. But I thought this moment right here was really a key moment where he has this medic marine grouping, and if he pushes, I really didn't feel like you had anything positioned to stop it.
Yeah, I really didn't. What I was going to do is I was going to try to set up a flank with the Zerglings. I was going to send an Overlord down to the natural to try to steal fire away from the Marines. I was going to do everything that I could just to stall, because if I could get those 3 lurkers out and he still wasn't in my base, and I was waiting for the scanner, I was definitely going to hold position lurker him. So
I was wondering if that was going to come into play, but it looks like you just got those lurkers out, and he did the comsat right there into your base, it looks like, and right here backs up. I think he saw the Hydralisk den. I think he saw that there was an additional creep. Backs up instead of pushing at this stage. Do you think it would have been wiser for him to and he tries to get a bunker on his front. Do you think it would have been wiser for him to just try to push around your lurkers or try to catch them out of position instead of just looks like just backing you up and actually giving you time? This is actually really well executed. I like how you just kind of did this steady lurker walk basically right up into his base.
yeah, I mean, definitely one of the main aspects of Terran versus Zerg, for anyone that wants to know, is lurkers are unable to attack when they're in the ground. So basically what you want to do is you want to stall them. And what he should have done is he should have met me at my choke, and he should have stalled as long as he could have to get up an engineering bay, a bunker, tanks, and he would have won the game. But due to obviously his lack of experience, he didn't know that he should have just contained. In modern TVZ, if a Zerg goes Mutalisks, then you go home. If they go Lurkers, you fight them at their base. So, I guess it was just his inexperience with Terran.
Yeah, I think he didn't draw his main race, is what kind of the case was in this regard. He at least, I have to say, I got to give kudos to him. He's trying to get that bunker up in that upper right-hand position, knowing the vulnerability on his base. And this, at this stage, I feel like it's kind of like, well, crap, he's in a bad position as it is with those, again, with those gas exposed on that right flank. In a bad position, he's got that. Oh wow, nice sneak! I missed that even actually. You sneak up, pick off a marine before we even got anything to bunker, and snuck another lurker into his line. The one thing I thought that I'm curious here why you didn't go for the comsat station. You have a lurker in position to do it. Looks like you're switching on it now, but I'm curious why you didn't focus fire on that comsat. I think it later actually gets another comsat off.
Well, actually, a
Maybe it does.
comsat station can rebuild faster than it gets energy, so I didn't want to kill it right away. I wanted him to waste another scanner and potentially just kind of keep it alive, actually. Because if I were to kill it and he were to rebuild it, he'd actually get scanners faster, and I think a lot of players don't know that.
Yeah, I definitely did not know that, and that's why we have you alongside. That's actually very informative. It looks like he's trying to seal up his base, but at this stage his economy's just been so hard pressed. I have to give him kudos for this. Not giving up the fight, still trying to reestablish that line, but as soon as he moved up, and it looks like, I think he does get this turret up in fact, but at this stage it's just so far behind economically that I'm not sure that there's much he can do. It looks like he's trying to get... I'm kind of curious about this starport right here. He doesn't have gas or minerals being produced at this stage. You know what this starport was about?
I mean, I think the starport was for dropship because, again, lurkers are immobile. So if he can actually get his units into my base, he'll reverse the fight to my base. But I mean, it was improper play. He's trying to play defensive when he should have gone offensive. Because there was a time where he had about 8 Marines, 2 medics, and a vulture, and I still had no lurkers. And that would have been a perfect time to counter.
Still well played, and I would say very informative commentary overall. Thank you very much for coming alongside for this. And special thanks once again for participating in the Endurance Tournament. By the way, guys, donations are still going to be open until the 28th. Top donor is still $250 at this stage. And if you just go to sc2gg.com/endurance, just click on the widget right there to donate. Special thanks, Splash Shadow, for joining me with this commentary.
Thanks a lot.
That was great.
Yeah, it was a really fun cast.
Overall, that's, yeah, hold on, stop.